Hello everyone. Our session today is to talk about stating facts and opinion. The such important topic that you need it almost everywhere in academic writing and speaking. As academic writing and speaking is initially about talking about scientific facts, opinions, evidence. Those we're gonna go through the most important tools that can be used or help you in stating your opinion or talking about your figures, tables, your results, and talking about the others' opinion and scientific facts. Let us start with the topic from the scratch by defining the fact and the opinion. First, the fact is a piece of information which is widely accepted because it's supported by scientific evidence and research. It's supported by scientific research and evidence. For example, the earth rotates around the sun. This is this is an absolute fact. Everyone believes in it. It is not someone's opinion. It is a fact. It is widely accepted in the scientific community. In contrast, an opinion is a personal belief. It is personal belief. It's possibly not widely accepted, but it has to be supported by some evidence or experiments or results. For example, my scientific personal belief, or my scientific opinion has to be made on my results that I got from my experiments or on my personal experience. For example, it seems to me that Spanish is an easier language to learn than English. This is my personal statement. I believe that possibly someone else believes that English is easier than Spanish in learning. This is an opinion, and this is the difference between opinion, which is the statement of belief, and facts, which is the statement of something true. Talking about facts might include referring to visual information. Visual information is talking about figures, describing figures, or describing tables, or illustrations, or something like that. In this case, we can use to make it easier for us, we can use some standard sentences, as stated here. For example, to talk about figures, we can use the diagram shows, the diagram illustrates, the diagram displays, or so on. As can be seen in the diagram. It can be seen from the diagram that we can see from, or we can see in the diagram, and so on, from the diagram, according to the diagram, as is shown in the diagram. All these stuff can be used. All these sentences, standard sentences, can be used to talk about visual information, diagrams. I mean, visual information is diagrams or tables, illustrations, or all these stuff. Let's take an example. This diagram illustrates the regions that are most affected by drought. Talking about a diagram which illustrates the most affected area by drought. As another example, as can be seen from the diagram, we used one of these standard sentences. The greatest proportion of American debt is actually owned to the country itself in the form of government bonds. Those some sentences, some standard sentences can be used to make it easier for us to talk about figures or any kind of visual information. In academic writing and speaking, you definitely need to talk about the others results, findings, or observations. And to do so, we're gonna go through some standards or standard structure that you can use to state this kind of sentences. The first standard structure is using a present perfect or past simple plus adjective plus noun in. The structure appears to be a bit complicated, but when we project it on a sentence, we will find it super easy. For example, there has been is the present perfect. A dramatic is the adjective. Reduction is the noun. Recently, this is an extra word. In the number of, than in, the, in what? In the number of loans to small businesses. Thus, there has been a dramatic reduction recently in the number of loans to the small businesses. The other sentence says, there was, which is the past simple, not the present perfect. The past simple, there was a steady rise. Steady is the adjective. Rise is the noun. In the 1990s, in the UK, birth of unmarried mothers. Now, the difference between these two sentences, the second one is talking about a period of time. It's talking about a time, a certain time. Those we use there was, the past simple. The other one is talking about the past in general until now. So we use the present perfect. There has been a dramatic. So the dramatic reduction is continue until now. Is not stopped at a time, or the sentence talking about all the past until now, not like the other sentence which talk about 1990. Another nice way to state the trends in the literature is this standard. This is standard sentence or this standard structure. Noun plus present perfect or past simple plus adverb. Let's project this on a sentence. Project this structure on a sentence, starting with the first sentence. Profits, which is the noun, profits have increased, the present perfect, gradually, the adverb, for the electronics company Sheldon PLC. So we use this standard to state a very nice sentence talking about the increase in the profit for this electronic company. Another sentence, leisure spending. Here, leisure spending is noun phrase. And noun phrase uses to give a lot of information in just a few words. Noun phrase here, leisure spending, works as noun. Fell, which is the past simple, sharply, the adverb, in the last quarter of 2009. Again, we use the past simple because we're talking about the past. Another sentence, the price of computers. And another noun phrase, the price of computers. Noun phrase works as noun, has been, the present perfect, dropping steadily. Steadily is the adverb for the last 10 years. Those we can use the standard structure to state very nice sentences talking about the trend in the literature. Here I give some examples of verbs and adverbs. After stating the trends in the literature, now we need to comparison is another important element in your writing and speaking, academic writing and speaking. Here I put some examples of comparison in academic writing. Let's start reading some of them. Start reading all of them and go through them quickly. Here, the first sentence says, economic growth in the UK fell or declined by 0.2 in the second quarter of 2010. In this sentence, we are comparing the economic growth in a certain country, UK, in the second quarter of 2010 with the previous quarter, obviously. And we used fell or declined by 0.2%. Another sentence, Spain enjoyed an increase, rise of 10% in its tourist trade in 2007. Again, we are making a comparison or a comparison in the Spain tourist trade in 2007 compared to a previous period of time. So as you can see, the comparison is quite important in academic writing or even in academic speaking. Another comparison sentence: the Labour Party in the UK, the Labour Party gained 3% more. 3% more of the public vote than the Conservatives in the local election of 2009. Again, another comparison, another nice way to make a comparison by using more. 3% more, gained 3% more. Here, increase, rise of, fell, declined by, or all these stuff. Another one, manufacturing productivity was not nearly as, we are using as, was not nearly as high in France as it was in Germany in 2009. We are comparing the manufacturing productivity of France with Germany in 2009. And obviously, Germany was higher than France. Was not nearly as high in France as it was in Germany. Another one, birth rates in Southern Europe reached their lowest. Now we are comparing this period of time with all the other time. The lowest level of 6 years in 2005. All the other times during the 6 years. This sentence can be written in another way by using hit a trough or troughed. The same sentence, the birth rates in the Southern Europe reached or hit a trough or troughed in 2005. So we can write the same sentence in different way. Another sentence, nearly 3 times as many Irish citizens, nearly 3 times as, we are using as again, 3 times as many Irish citizens work in construction industry as in agriculture. Very nice way to make a comparison between the workers in agriculture and the construction industry. The sentences here are standard sentences, are standard examples. You can keep them in your mind and remember them when you make your sentence. You can use them to make your sentence based on them. Very nice way to state your comparison. in academia, sometimes you need to talk about a particular research or a particular paper or a particular group of research, the funding of them. And to do so, we can use some reporting verbs like report. Someone report a name. A name is the name of the group or the name of the person actually. Name of a person reported or suggest or state or observe, pointed out, commented or comment. All these all these verb can be used to report others others opinion or or referring to a particular paper or a particular group. For example, yeah, here is the structure of them as the name reporting verb or the name reporting. As as Grover observed, here we put the observation of Grover between quotation mark, and in this way we can copy and paste directly in our paper or in our writing. It is legal as long as you put it in inside quotation mark. This is it is an eagle to copy and paste. But remember, this is not the best way to report others funding or to report a particular person funding. The best way is reading the paper, reading the research, and get the idea, and then write them down in your own word, or what's called paraphrasing. Paraphrase their funding. Here is Grover points out that several categories or something like that. So this is the way to report others others observation or referring to a particular observation. Less importantly, we can use the another structure to report a particular research or referring to a particular research using nouns such as view or opinion. The view or opinion of someone is that, or someone opinion or view is that. In someone view or in someone opinion, and continue. Also, we can use according to someone. You can and put the opinion of someone between quotation mark. But remember, this is less important way to report a particular researcher or to refer to a particular researcher. The most important way is the way that we used in the previous slide. After talking about how to express the trend in the literature and how to express the particular research group opinion or the particular research group results or a particular paper results, and then how to talk about our visual results like figures, tables, or so on. Now we reach the point when we need to give our opinion based on our results. Here, remember, in spite of treating our results as facts in results section, when we describe our results, now we need to talk. We need to talk about this results in discussion part or in giving our opinion with some probability, with some cautious language or hedging language, or in another word, in less certainty language or in probability language. To do so, there are some standards we can use in this context. Here are some of them. It is likely, it is probable that, it seems possible that, the evidence indicates, this is very important, the evidence or the results indicates, the result or the results indicate, suggest, or so on, that. So these verbs reduce the certainty when you talk about your results. Your results is not the first in the field, and wouldn't be the last in the field. It can or could in fact be argued that something based on your results. On balance, or one possible view is that, on balance, it seems that one of the main argument in favor of, as an example, it could be argued that, here it could be argued that the internet is forcing us to engage with a new concept of copyright. So we used a hedging language, conscious language, or less certain language, probably language, to express our opinion that the internet introduced a new concept of copyright. Possibly some people do not agree with this statement, and the copyright, and they think that the copyright doesn't change with introducing the internet. This is an opinion. And when you talk about opinion, you need to use cautious language, or hedging language. Sometimes you express your opinion for a subject that widely accepted. It is possibly not your results, but you express your opinion about something. Something is generally accepted in your community, or in your with your audience, if you are a speaker. So in this case, you can raise your tone of talking. For example, using it is generally accepted that, or most people would agree that. Here you are raising your tone of speaking, or your certainty in your speaking. As an example, it is generally accepted that there is a strong case for encouraging consumers to become more responsible in the way that they dispose of rubbish and unwanted goods. Almost everyone agree with this. No one would say this is not correct. The responsibility of the customers is not that important. No, the rubbish treatment is the responsibility for everyone, and everyone in the world would accept it, would agree with you about it. This is an example of talking or giving an opinion with higher certainty. But you need to be careful when you use a high level of certainty in your speaking or in your writing. Now, so far we are talking about we focused about the writing. Now, what about speaking? In speaking, what is the difference between speaking and writing? In speaking, you are representing your opinion or your results or whatever face to face with audience, and you expect some reaction from the audience. So the first thing in the speaking, it occurs with less level of formal language. Those you can use, for example, I think, I feel that, I am in favor with what I believe is it seems to me some informal language, as you can see. I would say that this is informal language. You can't use this expression in writing, but you do but you do in speaking. You can use them in speaking. You can also express your opinion in speaking with more emphatically, with more certain way, by using it seems obvious to me. It seems obvious to me as far as I am concerned. These two standards can be used to express your opinion with high level of certainty. But again, we need to be careful when you use a certain language. Now, in speaking, as we mentioned earlier, you express your opinion in front of other people. These people might be an expert in your field, so there is an agreement and disagreement with your opinion. For disagreement, if you disagree with someone, you can use some standards here. Yes, remember, you need to be polite when you express your disagreement, or even emphatic disagreement. You need to be polite. For example, in general disagreement, yes, but on the other hand, I see what you mean. I see your point, for example, but I agree with you to some extent, but and express your concern about this opinion. Well, you may have a point, but and the rest of the sentence. But what about the fact that? And are you sure? Are you sure that that may be so, but to express your disagreement emphatically, or with strong opinion, you can say, I disagree in my view, but this is very strong sentence. Very strong sentence. I can't agree with that is also a very strong sentence. In my view, I do not agree, I afraid, in my view, and express your view. Again, when you express your disagree, you need to be polite, and you need to be careful about expressing your own opinion. On the other hand, you can express your agreement with your audience, or with the person who discuss with you. For example, I think you are right. That is right. That is true. I think so too. I do agree, or I agree. You can also express your agreement with more emphatically, or with more emphatical way. That is my view. Exactly. That is exactly my view. That's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. That is exactly what I think. That is exactly what I believe. So you can express your agreement with others' opinion by using some standards like these. Now, we went through the most important tools that you can use as standards in expressing the facts and opinion. Expressing the facts, the fact, or talking about the results of others, talking about your results, expressing your own opinion, and so on. All these tools are just standards. You can use them. You are free to use them or not, but you can use them as standards, or as a template. You keep in your mind and build your sentence based on them. Thank you very much for your listening to my lecture today. Thank you very much. Bye.